So we're out here at Isles of Collier Preserve today, and what we're doing is putting in Florida native plants in some of these landscape areas. The idea is, instead of trying to force plants to survive with a bunch of irrigation and maintenance, we're trying to use plants that already make sense here. Plants that understand our soil, our weather, our sun, our rain, all of that. And then once you start doing that, the landscape can still look organized, it can still look really nice, but it's also working with the site instead of fighting against it. These are areas they're asking for us to give them a plan, give them an idea with trees and shrubs, not just wildflowers and grasses, of areas to make those areas look natural. Like lots of pine trees, lots of beautyberry, firebush. You saw firebush when you came in. Kind of matching what's already here, kind of matching what's in the woods. There is a massive preserve around this entire community that actually goes out to the bay, Naples Bay and stuff. So this community is really in the middle. Rookery Bay is really close by. These preserves, this community affects that water. It's so close. It's like, part of it mangroves. It's part of the estuary. So this water, when it reaches a certain point, flows right into those areas. So they want to reduce water. They want to reduce fertilizer, irrigation, and maintenance, I would think too. Landscape maintenance. That has a big cost too, to keep these areas nice and green like this. I really don't like to draw this up and be like, oh, here's your plan. This is where you put every plant and every tree and every grass. And when you go to look at it, it's really hard to put that stuff on paper anyway. And then it's really hard to look at a paper when you're kind of trying to do this. There's some, I think, small principles you got to follow. What is the distance from the sidewalk? How big will that plant get? What will be the impact? Is it a sunny spot or is it not? I mean, every plant that we're planting is a 1 gallon plant, meaning that it's a 6-inch base. Well, everything that grows above the dirt and everything that grows above the soil and the ground is not going to be 6 inches. It's going to be, maybe 5 feet in full growth. Maybe it's going to be, 3 feet in a width. Maybe it grows vertical, maybe it grows vertical and not horizontal. That's what a lot of this is trying to look at that and saying, okay, well, what we got that was important was square footage. Square footage gives us an idea. I just kind of took the overall square footage of the planting area and just kind of divided that by 9, actually. That's what gives me the square footage or it gives me a total plant count that I need. So this is going to be one of the more visible areas at this community, which I'm really excited to see what that looks like, because every one of them is going to be unique. It's really hard to find unique stuff in some of these communities just because they're so used to making everything look the same. I think you can accomplish that with native plants too. I think what you can do with native plants, what you can do with plants like this, is you don't care if there's irrigation. You care about the soil a little bit, but you can also okay, is this a wet soil or is this a dry soil? And then you're like, okay, I can curtail some different plants just based off of the type of soil it is too. Most of the stuff in Florida, if we're using native plants, we're dealing with native soil. It's not coming in from Georgia. We're not getting Georgia clay down here. These plants actually almost they're like, oh, I'm home. I bet, some of these plants will be like, hey, this is, I remember this, or just because they're from here, they're native here, they were here at the beginning before we started taking over the land. We've tried to preserve those things too. That's what will be cool about this site is we'll be able to go grab Fakachi seed from those bushes and keep that plant in existence. I love getting to plant native plants because it becomes a future seed source for the babies of those plants to be able to be further spread into this area, which is really neat to think about 10 years from now.